Good evening, children. Let us begin with a new chapter, that is chapter number 6, tissues. So, under this lesson, today we will be studying about basic introduction to the chapter and also about plant tissue. So, let's begin. As we all know that living organisms are characterized into two based on their cellular organization, that is unicellular and multicellular organisms, isn't it? So this concept we have studied in our previous chapter, that is the fundamental unit of life. So coming to unicellular organisms, so it is one cell which performs all the function, isn't it? So like respiration, movement, food intake, so all this process are performed by one cell. So where in case of multicellular organism, different cell perform different function. As you can look into the picture, you can see there are cartilage tissue, connective tissue, muscle fiber, epithelial fiber, and also blood cells, nerve tissue. All these perform different functions and they are with different cells as well. Okay, so this is the major difference between unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Cells are modified to carry out a particular function, and you people have learnt about the definition for a cell. Cell is a structural and functional unit of a living organisms, isn't it? And this cells which are modified to carry out a particular function. For example, nerve cells. So nerve cells are modified to carry out particular function, isn't it? And these kind of cells are said to be specialized cells. What do you call it as? It is specialized cells. And let us know what is tissue. So tissue is nothing but group of cells which work together for a common function. So nerve cells combine together to form a nerve tissue, okay, and that perform a common function. So your group of cells which work together for a common function are said to be tissue. And who coined the term tissue and who was a person to study about this? So is none other than Marie-Francois Xavier Bichet. Okay, so the word tissue coined by Marie-Francois Xavier Bichet. He was a French scientist and a first ever person to study about tissues. And here in the picture you can see he is a person who studied about tissue for the very first time. And he was the person to coin the term tissue. So coming to the concept tissue, group of cells that are similar in structure and or work together to achieve a particular function. So it is simple to remember. Okay. So tissues are nothing but group of cells which perform similar function or particular function. Okay. And the term histologist, the person who studies tissues using scientific tools like a microscope. So now Francois Xavier Bichet is said to be histologist, isn't it? Because he was the person to study about tissue. And the person who studies about tissue using scientific tools like a microscope is said to be histologist. Okay. And the person who make research on tissues is also called as histologist. So now we will study about plant tissue. So before that, I would like to give a general thought about plants as well as animals. So plant grow throughout their entire life. So did you know this? So plant never stop their growth. They keeps on growing. So the plant grow throughout their entire life. Where in case of animals or humans, they grow for a while when they reach maturity and they stop growing. Okay, so this is a major difference in case of plants and animals. So what makes a plant grow throughout their entire life? So is there any specialized cells for it? So that we will be studying in this lesson. So the cells or the tissue which are responsible for a plant growing throughout their entire life is nothing but meristematic cells or tissues. And this meristematic tissue is derived from Greek word that is meristos. That means division. Okay. So these are group of immature cells. So the term immature is nothing but, so whenever these cells need to safeguard a plant cell, they turn to be a guard cell as well. Whenever there is a necessity of root hairs in case of roots, they turn to be a root hair. So they can turn into any sort of cells when they are in need. So that is why these group of cells are said to be immature cells. An immature cell can turn into any specialized cell. Okay, they undergo active cell division. So there will be rapid cell division occurring at the region of uh, plant where these meristematic tissues are present. And definition for this meristematic tissues are living tissue containing actively dividing immature cells and is responsible for the plant growth. Coming to characteristics of meristematic tissue, these tissue are capable of cell division. Okay, so the cell division is very rapid in the region where these meristematic cells or tissues are present. And these meristematic cells are very young and small in size. And these have a prominent nucleus and have a dense protoplasm, and there is no intercellular space between the cells, and more number of mitochondria is seen, and there is no presence of vacuole in case of meristematic cells. Why there is no presence of vacuole? As you all learned, what is the function of vacuole? It is to store water and minerals, that is food content, for a plant. But in case of meristematic cells, there is no need of vacuole because mitochondria is so necessary to release energy to perform the activity, isn't it? So that is why more number of mitochondria is seen, but there is no presence of vacuole. And cell wall of meristematic tissue is very thin because there is no time for cellulose to deposit to form cell wall. Okay, and rigid cell wall makes it difficult for cell to be packed tightly without intercellular spaces. So children, in this particular slide, you can see how meristematic tissue look like. It is there in your textbook also. Refer to page number 69. So this is the location of meristematic tissue in a plant body. So the growth of plants occurs only in certain specific regions. So this is because the dividing tissue, and also it is known as meristematic tissue. So this located only at these points where it can divide rapidly. So depending on the region where they are present, meristematic tissues are classified as apical, lateral and intercalary. So new cells produced by meristem are initially like those of meristem itself, but as they grow and mature, their characteristics slowly change and they become differentiated as components of other tissue. Okay, apical meristem is present at the growing tips of stem and roots and increase the length of the stem and the root. The girth of the stem or root increases due to lateral meristem, that is said to be cambium. Intercalary meristem is the meristem at the base of the leaves or internodes on either side of the node, or it is present on the twigs. As the cells of the tissue are very active, they have a dense cytoplasm. Thin cellulose walls and prominent nuclei, they lack vacuoles. As I said when I was explaining characteristics of meristematic tissue, isn't it? So this is about the structure of meristematic tissue. Usually meristematic tissues are present in the tip of any part of plant body. If you take root tips or stem tip, leaf tip Okay, so there exactly this meristematic tissues are present because they keep on dividing rapidly and helps in the growth. Okay, each part of meristematic tissue has their own function as I explained before. Clear, children? There is one simple activity given in your textbook. So same page number, that is 69. So here the activity is about growth of roots in a onion bulb. So it is very easy. You can even perform in your home itself. Okay, take two glass jars and fill them with water. Take two transparent bottles. Okay, so fill them with water. Now you take two onion bulbs and place one on each jar as shown in the picture. Okay, so observe the growth of roots in both the bulbs for a few days. Leave it for a few days and measure the length of roots on day 1, 2 and 3 and make an observation. Using a scale you can measure the length of roots. Okay. On day 4, cut the root tips on the onion bulb in jar 2 by about 1 centimeter. After this, observe the growth of roots in both the jars and measure their length. So each day for 5 more days and record the observation in the tables. Okay, so you can refer page number 69 and do this observation. You will understand how rapidly the cells will multiply in case of onion. So example onion we have taken, it happens in case of all plants. Okay, so this activity is meant to understand how cell divides rapidly. So within small duration of time, this activity can be done and it is understandable also. I want everyone to perform this activity at your home. Clear, children? I hope everyone had followed today's concept. So I'll be sending notes to previous chapter, that is the fundamental unit of life. Do complete the notes. No worksheet for this chapter. So once I complete overall plant tissue concept, I'll be sending the worksheet based on plant tissues. Okay, children? Fine. See you all. Have a good day.